to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble, broadcasting to you from the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we kick off a new Rumble, finding who will claim the top title for next week. And it's going to be a very competitive match indeed. I am your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Michael Fisher, calling all the action for you today. And so, Fish, just as you being involved in Esports Tower, set the general play field of what are the stakes today. What do we have? I mean, what's the honor that these teams are fighting for, so to speak?
I mean, they're fighting to be the top of the top. Rocket League, probably one of the most competitive games. These kids all want to beat each other every single week. So, we kick off a brand new Rumble. We'll figure out who the champion's going to be next week. But I'm really excited. As I said, I know Coach has been kind of mixing things up. Some new teammates across the board. There's some new players these coaches are also really excited about that we're going to see tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Will the newcomers come out on top? Will the old savvy vets be the ones who claim the crown and look down on the younglings? I'm excited to find that out.
Well, the teams that we have today are the Wolves, Lynxes, Mammoths, and Stingrays, fighting it out to put themselves in a good position for next week's bracketed stage. And as we get ready to start the first match, we want to remind our friends on Twitch to support your team, celebrate their successes, but of course, be respectful to other fans, because mods will move anyone who violates the chat rules. And if these teams want to make it to those top performing places, or make it to the grand finals, so to speak, as we see here in our bracket, making it onto winners and grand finals, they are going to have to take into account Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. And Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League for this week is going to be to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. Doc's keys to the game brought to us by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched up with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. The first match is going to be the Wolves versus the Stingrays, who I understand Wolves having a new roster coming into this week.
Yeah, they got a couple of new players coming in. It should be kind of exciting to see how they acclimate with the team, kind of going up against the Stingrays, kind of the best of the best. From what I've been told, the Stingrays, I think, the early favorites from the coach's perspective. So, young team, again, that young team versus maybe the savvy vets. I'm excited to see what the Wolves have in store, but they definitely have a very uphill battle in front of them. Maybe a little, we're in the World Cup right now, maybe a little angry about their draw they got in this first round game. Maybe.
just maybe.
Yeah, like, come on, what happened? Give us a better draw. This may be the group of death game,
I mean, it's not as bad as, spending billions and billions of dollars to be the host country and then losing very early on in the proceedings, but
that's true.
At least there's nowhere to go but up.
Exactly. We kicked this one off with the Stingrays in the blue, the Wolves in the orange, and already Flow State got a great chance in front of the net. Crane just misses his Speedy, able to hit that one away, and Rose gets a nice little clear.
Speedy gets played over as essentially Bossy tries to set it up for the goal. Flow State misses on that shot, so it's going to head back to mid. A great redirect from Speedy is going to head off of the post. Can the Stingrays get it back together? They're going to get demoed in the process, so they can't clear out that ball. Rose is now going to contest with Bossy. Bossy gets a touch on it, but Rose reads it and is able to keep it back toward the goal. But can they actually get the centering shot? They're going to try, but there's no follow-up, and now Stingrays have an opportunity to clear.
Ooh, Rose couldn't quite get to that one. Cran and Flowstick kind of lose the ball, so freeing down to Rose. It's a great shot here, but he hits it up in the air. Could Speedy redirect it on net? He goes for the fake. He fakes out everybody, so it's Rose who gets credit.
Good start off for the Wolves. Are in the narrow lead. 1 minute into the match. Rose is going to win that initial kickoff. And Freeink is going to try to keep the train a-rolling as he pushes it around the corner. Stopped by Bossy. The side flip from Speedy to try to get back control, but it's not going to be enough. It heads back over toward the Wolves' territory. Freeink also having a bit of trouble with the air dribble, just leaving it for Rose, but that immediately gets blocked by the Stingrays. Stingrays trying to look for their first opportunity to have a shot on goal. Crayon beat them to it. He does, but Rose is going to get right in the way for a clutch save.
Stingrays might have another chance here. Flow State trying to get it over to Cran. Bossy looking to center it up, but now there's nobody there. Speedy one-on-one in versus Cran, but the shot just wide, so Cran will make an easy save. Pass over to Bossy. Ends up kind of missing, however, and now Bossy regains control. Cran looking to tap it in. They can't quite get there. It's free once again, winning that to the ball, and the Wolves holding on to this 1-0 lead right now with 2 minutes gone.
Speedy elevates up, pushes it all the way back to the Stingrays. Bossy takes control of it and pushes it off to the side. Rose trying to stop that clear, gets played over. The rotation's going to come out as the Stingrays move up the field. Straight tries to pepper a shot on goal, but it's going to end up on the near post. Still no goal to be found for the Stingrays as Wolves are holding on to their narrow lead.
Crane gonna pop it up. Here comes Flow State. Him and Freak actually both miss on that one. Rose now with one touch on it, gonna try and dribble it downfield. Cran is there to get a stop. Looks like we got a demo coming out here as well. On to Bossy, who does respawn. Freak in front of the net. There was nobody there to redirect it. Now Flow State, one-on-one, trying to get it over to Cran, but Speedy's there to stop, but they didn't catch Bossy, who gets a great shot off the crossbar, but it can't go in the net.
A little over 2 minutes remaining. Freeing has a shot with Rose, and Rose is going to score his second goal of the night.
It's a great job by Rose, giving his team the upstarts, the underdogs here. The Wolves a quick 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 game number 1 is Free. Over to Rose, can they build on a lead? No, they cannot. Bossy there to make a great save. Speedy gonna follow it up. One-timer on the net, but it is turned away, but it's still in a very precarious position. Freeing makes it 3-0.
Everything is going in more and more favor of the Wolves. Continuing on that avalanche, Flow State tries to make something happen right off the kickoff. Shot gets pushed over to the side. He's able to play it around the Stingrays. Securing the clear for the Wolves. Crayon with a shot toward the goal. Stopped by Speedy. It's not enough, though. Flow State with the follow-up, getting the Stingrays' first goal.
Still 90 seconds left. Stingrays only down by 2. Plenty of time for them to maybe tie this one up and get us into overtime. Right now, Bossy has that in mind. Can't quite get the shot on net, but Cran over to Flow State. Think he wanted Bossy there on the pass, but a bit of a miscommunication. Now Bossy get possession, center up. Speedy can't find it, but it looks like the Stingrays have full retreated, so they'll have to reset on offense.
Stingrays now playing a bit of defense, looking for the clear. They're going to get played around. Crayon is able to push it past their own goal. Now going to rotate up the field and get Rose out of the way. It's a successful play, and Bossy credited with the score.
That was a great shot by Bossy, and now all of a sudden, it's only a 1-goal game. There's still 60 seconds left. The Wolves, they need that insurance goal right now because this game is starting to slip away from them. Rose trying to do just that, can't find it, and now it's an open net. The shot's too high. Cran on the rebound, but it's redirected, and the Wolves hold on for now.
And that was a hold on that was very risky indeed. Crayon now going to take control of it, trying to backflip it back toward the Wolves' goal to tie it up for the equalizer. Can they find it? Free misses on that save, but where's the follow-up? Bossy is way back on the field, and so much time given over to the Wolves to clear this back out. That might have just been the equalizing opportunity gone for the Stingrays. We'll see if they can get one back, but they only have 15 seconds.
Right now, the Wolves would love nothing more than a goal to start this to be able to win it, but they can't quite find it, and now Rose and Free Ink retreating. Free Ink gets a touch on it. Great shot. I think Flow State, unfortunately, might have even saved that one. Going to come down to the final seconds, and it'll just simply touch the ground, so the Wolves survive game 1 that nearly flipped out of their hands there. As you said, Jem, a couple of close opportunities that the Stingrays just couldn't quite convert on. That's what happens when you give up a 3-0 lead early on in the game.
Yeah, I definitely think the Wolves, the Wolves got to thank their lucky stars that they actually won that one, because their whole team was rotated so far up the field past the 40-minute mark, gave the Stingrays not 1, but 2 open shots on goal. Now, luckily, the Stingrays, for the Wolves, whiffed on that one. But still, I mean, I was totally expecting us to go to overtime in that scenario. They were allowing way too many opportunities in that final minute for the Stingrays to catch up. So the Wolves, you know, gotta keep their heads in the game.
Yeah, it was really a tale of 2 halves. The first half was all dominated by the Wolves, so they put up that huge lead. In the second half, as you said, the Stingrays got 2, probably could have gotten the third, maybe even a 4th goal, potentially. And right now, the Stingrays trying to leave no doubt, but that shot goes just wide. It's up to Freeing and company to at least get it clear, give the Wolves some breathing room here early on in game 2.
Shot by Crayon off the wall. Rose takes a second shot to try to stop it. Still not enough as Bossy is being able to push shots on goal. But a bit of awkward positioning from the Stingrays. They're trying to slow play this, wait for one demo. They get one onto Rose and a follow-up shot on goal. Actually works out for them.
Flo State out there breaking ankles. That was the best assist I've probably ever seen in Rocket League. I think he made multiple members miss. This time, tries to go for the fake on the kickoff. Doesn't quite find it. Gives possession right over to the Wolves. They're going to have to clear it out. Rose gets that ball dunked away from them. Flo State is there long, cleared down. Now chasing after it. Speedy kind of gave up on that ball for a brief moment, but Rose is going to be there before any harm comes.
Redirect back towards Stingray's goal. Speedy trying to set it up. Crayon beats him to it on that 50. A redirect also from the Stingrays, keeping the pressure onto the Wolves. They're going to set it up. It's right above the goal. But a demo onto Crayon means that the follow-up just isn't there for the Stingrays. Demo back onto Rose. Bossy to set it up to Flo State. Nice pop from the Wolves. Is going to keep the ball at bay for now and drive it back into mid as Freak has probably a breakaway shot on goal. Is gonna miss that one. Gets saved. Crayon trying to set up for Flo State. Gets played over. Rose demoed again. A lot of trepidatious play from both teams and an unexpected bounce off of one of the, I don't know if that was the Wolves or the Stingrays, but Stingrays will take it 2-0.
And Flo State gets credit for that one, and now Flo State doing his best Demolition Derby impression. That's another demo for him. He loves to be aggressive at times. I know demos, one of those things that just happened on the pro scene for Rocket League. Everyone's been talking about Flo State imitating that a little bit here in game 2. Is now Crayon going to take the shot. It's wide. Kind of tries to waterfall down. I think it actually bounced off Crayon, which kind of messed up the whole setup. So the Stingrays unable to add to this early lead.
Bossy is going to take the ball themselves, try to get a shot on goal, but it's off to the left. And the Wolves fight back. Freak is going to take a dive off to the side. It's stopped in mid. Trying once again, it flies past the Stingrays. Flo State is able to rotate around soon enough, but he doesn't get that good of a shot on it, allowing Rose to set up to Speedy. Speedy takes a shot on goal. It's deflected, but a follow-up from Freak, and now Rose. Crayon coming in clutch with a save. But the Wolves trying to look desperately for that first goal to bring this game back into competitive territory.
And that's what we saw in game 1, just the opposite with the Stingrays making a late comeback. What do the Wolves have in stores right now? Rose going to get a touch on it, gets it around one, gets it around a second. The net's wide open, but the ball's just off target. A great opportunity missed for the Wolves to see if they have a regain here, but it looks like as we get a demo onto Freak, that's going to slow things down.
Rose elevates up, takes a shot. Crayon just with the slide pass back over to the corner. Essentially, Bossy beats that 50. Rose standing back out on midfield. Gets played right around. Stand up once more. They find another shot. In fact, no one there waiting for the bounce off the wall, so it gives the Wolves a possible opening, but essentially Bossy sets it up for Flo State. They went too far up the field. Rose misses that save, and it turns into a third goal for the Stingrays.
Well, so that was a great play by Bossy as well, kind of basically charging headlong at Rose. So not only did Rose have to dodge the incoming demos, we might get another goal. They also try to make the save, but now the Stingrays feel nice and comfortable here. 3-0 lead, looking to even this series up. This Freak, maybe one more chance here to start a rally, but that ball doesn't even make it close to the net. Rose gonna take a shot, and it bounces off the crossbar. Devastating for the Wolves, and now I think this should be a free shot, but Freak actually got back in time. But I think the Wolves are just simply out of it in order to make up this deficit.
And another shot missed on an open goal. It was a narrow angle, but it still bounced off the front post. At this point, I think that is it. The final chance gone for the Wolves. Only 15 seconds left. A 3-goal deficit to make up. As long as the Stingrays maintain control of that goal, they will be moving to equalize this series 1-1 overall. We're going to at least see a game 4. And as the final seconds tick down, one final shot by Rose is not even going to have that one as Crayon pushes that to the ground. Stingrays now seem like they have all the momentum. I mean, the Wolves seem like, one of those teams that, they can maybe get an early burst on you, but with every minute that's gone on, the Stingrays are looking better and better.
Yeah, the Wolves definitely feel like if they can't get an early lead, they're going to struggle to come back against the Stingrays team. Who, again, as we saw in Game 1, if that game was maybe a minute longer, Stingrays probably would have won. I don't think, though, part of the reason the Stingrays started to shut down the Wolves is simply, Flow State had a couple of key demos opening up offensive possession, shutting down the Wolves when they were attacking. So I think they've got to start keeping their eyes on Flow State when he's off ball and making sure he's not just demoing Free or Rose and opening up the rest of the field for his teammates. Kick off Game 3 here already. The Stingrays in massive control. This ball has been hovering in this orange side for I think all 30 seconds. Finally, Rose now able to dribble it up, and there's Flow State. Unfortunately, that demo doesn't quite pay off. Rose from the grave makes it 1-0 Wolves.
Oh, early shot by Flow State off the kickoff. Not quite finding what he wants there, but Crayon with the follow-up. Sure does. Game is basically reset.
Stingrays again gave up kind of a fluke goal. Crayon, as you said, even... All right, everybody was faking everybody out on that kickoff. Rose stopped in front of it. I think Bossy went up in the air, predicting the ball to shoot up. That was quite the kickoff there, and in the end, goes over towards the Wolves. But now Flow State has a chance. One man to beat. Can't get it past him, though. And now Rose will take it up on the wall. Don't see any teammates, so he's got to play it himself. And Cran will have enough of that and clear it away onto the orange side.
Flow State just playing keep away right now from the Wolves. Uses the ceiling, dangle it towards the goal. Essentially is going to leave it for Crayon. A shot is just going to be wide to the right. Green trying to find this clear. Flow State pushed back on the field into his own territory. Rose trying to find a center towards Speedy. No shot on goal to be found quite yet.
Ooh, Bossy with a great little play. Cran with the excellent touch. It's just a smidge too high to make it a 2-1 game. Speedy gets a great clear. Now looking for the follow-up onto the goal, but he can't find it either. But Rose can, and the Wolves take a 2-1 lead here with just almost about 2 minutes gone by.
The more they can get into a lead earlier, the better it's going to be for the Wolves, because Stingrays seem like a team that have more tenacity, more endurance as the game goes on. But essentially, Flow are going to get caught right in the same position, and they just get both played over, leaving it only to Crayon, who plays off above his own goal. Speedy demoed, putting a dent into the Wolves' offense. And the Stingrays time to clear, regroup as a team, and a bad bounce off of Speedy turns into a free goal for the Stingrays.
Seen a couple of those so far. That one again, Crayon after the demo goes in. Maybe demo's just opening up the net. Always talk about it. There's a right time and a right place to demo, otherwise you put yourself in a bad position. That might have happened there. Now it's 2-2 here in Game 3. Some team looking to put themselves on match point in our first round of this Rumble. Bossy over to Flow State. Oh, it's just a bit high. He even had the right angle, I think, as Rose gets demoed. Look at the boost level. Speedy completely drained. Free had to retreat to get the booster in the back, and so that kills the possession for the Wolves. And now the Stingrays looking to maybe open this game up as Rose just has to get a weak little clear.
But now it seems like the boost situation is flipped on its head. Wolves having much more as the Stingrays try to move up the field. They're going to alleviate that by stealing some of the Wolves' boost from them. They don't take a shot on goal, still slow playing this. Lets it up into the air, gets a double touch. Crayon trying to play it, but it takes a bad shot off of the wall. Leaving it in the corner where Speedy can just clear the ball right up the field. He gets demoed, so it's up to Free Ink and Rose. They get played over. Speedy on the respawn should be able to contest this ball on the near post. Crayon takes a shot on it. Speedy and Rose double commit for the save. Rose just gingerly pushes it back to mid. And essentially trying to take a redirect on that one. But the Wolves not getting too much time to try to find a clear. Instead, shot after shot. One finally goes through from the Stingrays. Now they're in the lead.
And that's why we always talk about it and how important it is to clear the ball. That was 3 or 4 shot attempts. Then eventually the Stingrays find it. They give themselves the lead. This game isn't over yet as Free nearly finds one. Now he goes for a demo on to Bossy. Cran and Flow State able to hold on in that 2v3. Cran looking to get over to Flow State. Tries to set up, I think, a give and go, but a little bit off on their communication. The Wolves will be able to clear it right back. Rose now trying to get in front of the net. He's got some teammates chasing. It's a great clear. Now Cran racing down. Only has Speedy to beat. He's got Bossy looking for the demo. Flow State went flying in to try and set that one up, but the ball was just a bit too slow.
Rayon, some nice air dribbling to push it toward the near post. Bossy tries on the follow-up. It bounces off the crossbar. Flow State. Oh, Bossy with one last shot actually finds another goal for the Stingrays.
We both got distracted by Flow State flying.
I know, we were. He thought it was going up too high. I was distracted by his distraction.
Maybe it was all part of the plan to give the Stingrays the 4-2 lead. Flow State doing it all. And right now, looks like the Stingrays once again just got to hold on for the last 20 seconds. Another demo on to Speedy.
I'm going to call that the Rocket League Statue of Liberty. It's like someone going out to try to distract everybody, and then they just run it onto you.
Nobody's ever going to know how that goal was scored, because I think everybody was trying to figure out where Flow State was going. And in the final 5 seconds, Flow State and the Stingrays are going to be able to pick up their second straight win and making the series look like it might be 3 in a row for the Stingrays here, as they have looked like the dominant team in the last 2 matches. One more game to go in this best of 5 potentially. Maybe the Wolves have something in store, because they did get an early lead twice in this game, Jen, but they just could not hold on. Flow State, Bossy, and Crayon definitely got something going offensively. They have a lot of time of possession.
Yeah, Crayon and Flow State seeming just joining the Stingrays this week. Seem like they're working with the team pretty well. And the Stingrays overall, Bossy has been a good player. Last time in the Rumble, the Stingrays, when he was on them, made that all the way to second place. So they've already set themselves in a position to be a competitive team. Now can they close it out and move on to the winners finals in game number 4? We're just going to have to find out as we head back down to the field. The Wolves also have a new roster this week, joining Free Inked. So it's kind of been a team test for both teams. See how fast they can learn, and talk about learning fast. Crayons wasted no time to score the first goal.
Stingrays up early, always a bad sign for the Wolves, just at least on how the series can go. Maybe they can turn things around, and a couple members run into each other, but Speedy gets that ball just stolen away. Flow State going to try and center it up, but Rose right there. Cran with a great intercept on that pass, but really didn't get it anywhere. Now Bossy going to clear it down into the corner. Rose and Cran both chasing. Flow State there as well, trying to put it in front of the net, but the ball just did not have enough speed for the Stingrays to really make much of a play off of it. It looks like everything will kind of reset here as Bossy and Speedy go racing back. Ball now in front of the net, but everybody for the Stingrays there for the clear.
Shot bounce back toward the Stingrays goal. Crayon is going to push that off to the side. Can't find the clear as Speedy plays over him. That's not going to materialize into anything. Bossy now has control of the ball, leaves it for Flow State. Redirect toward the goal on the near post. Double commit from the Wolves to keep the ball away from their goal. And a breakaway shot from Rose, and it's going to dribble right in. The Stingrays get a bit too greedy on that one.
Been the Stingrays' downfall. They've had a couple of those greedy goals go in where there's nobody back in the net as Speedy gets a great win on the kickoff, and it's all up to Cran. The fantastic defensive effort clears it away before he's bumped out, but now Flow State with possession. Speedy, nice intercept, going to center it up, but both Rose and Free playing very defensively for the Wolves right now. Not able to capitalize, and that gives Cran possession right above the Wolves' net, trying to break this 1-1 tie here in game 4. It's Flow State who takes the shot. Speedy, a nice easy save on the goal line.
Bossy trying to keep it at mid. Demo onto Rose. Crayon pushes it off to the corner, and Speedy reads the shot. Plays it off the wall. Flow State takes one last shot on the goal. Takes a bounce off of the crossbar. But it's not going to be enough for the Wolves to get back the lead for the moment. And the Stingrays running right into each other. The team that looked like they had the coordination is having it all fall apart in game 4.
Yeah, there's been a couple of mistakes here by the Stingrays, but I'll tell you, be happy to stay in a 1-1 game. But as I say that, Rose gets an open net goal. A great assist from Speedy. And the Wolves have the lead.
Next kickoff. Oh, Rose is in a great position. Sheet it out. Hit on the brake, but now on the gas as he sees his opening. gets the side control off that first kickoff. And the Wolves were even expecting the that one to be as open for him as it was. But now a shot back from the Stingrays. Rose is going to take that one, negate it, shot on goal by themselves, and gets 2-goal lead.
Wow, what a play around Flow State there for the Wolves. 3-1. Can they hold on like they did in game 1, or will the Stingrays evaporate this lead like we've seen the rest of this series? Flow State putting in front of the net, trying to break into that 2-goal lead. Bossy there as well. Both of them don't really have a great angle. Grant just hits the crossbar. Keep this in a 3-1 game as we get down to the final 2 minutes. Flow State and Grant basically right next to each other. You mentioned, Jem, the Stingrays basically had a bit of a spacing issue here in game 4. Maybe that's why they're down 2 goals.
This might be the case. It's going to take off corner. Speedy is going to rotate in to try to center it up. There's no one really waiting for the shot. Even the centering doesn't work out, so Stingrays getting a bit of a reprieve. Almost a dangerous situation there. Bossy was able to get in just in time. And Flow State go rotating up the field. Flow State trying to clear out the goal. There's no follow-up from Crayon, so despite those 2 best efforts, it's going to head way back towards the Stingrays' goal. And the shot back over toward the mid.
90 seconds, Bossy, great touch. Rose just blasts that ball away from Flow State, and it goes coast to coast. And that might be it for game 4. The Wolves now a 3-goal lead here, Jim. I don't know. Back of Rose pretty much trying to will his team to a game 5.
Yeah, Rose has just popped off this game, been playing insane. Probably going to have to go to a game 5 at this point. Speedy's trying to take it away from Rose, just saying, let me make the shot for once. And it doesn't turn into a 5th goal based on that.
Speedy trying to share in the accolades. You see there, Rose, 4 goals, 2 saves, 5 shots. What can't the man do? Unfortunately, score a 5th goal, I guess, right there, as he's just wide of the net. But the Wolves have more than enough insurance. They're just basically bleeding clock at this point. Bossy trying to start a comeback here for the Stingrays, but game 5 seems destined for our future as Cran with a nice save there in front of Rose. But as you can see, the Wolves just kind of popping this ball up, trying to burn as much time as possible, get us to a game 5. But I think the Stingrays now realizing their fate pretty much sealed here in game 4.
Especially with that last demo onto Bossy. Not a lot of space to play in. They're caught in their own territory. With just 10 seconds left, the Wolves are on their way to claiming this match. Push it further up the field. DeRose gets demoed in midfield. I think that's it for this game. Wolves win it 4-1. We're going to have to go ultimately to the 5th game and the tiebreaker to decide it.
Yeah, this is a great comeback there by the Wolves. Definitely felt like they were kind of treading water. Rose in particular kind of doing the, put the team on his back and let's just go follow me to the promised land. I don't know how well that's going to work in game 5. We've seen how many demos the Stingrays love to throw out. I would expect Flow State in particular is going to put a target right on Rose's head and basically say, look, Speedy, Free Ink, you've got to beat us because I'm going to make sure that Rose spends as much time as I can in that graveyard. And
that's one of the ultimate downfalls of it's great if an individual team member pops off, but so far, unless the skill differential is extremely huge, that can maybe only last you 1 or 2 games because when the other team gets their coordination together, then they just start focusing on that one player. They have a target on their back. They're out of the picture. We'll see who gets the first win of the night, Stingrays or Wolves.
First goal is massive here, especially for the Wolves. They've had a hard time coming back in this series as Rose unable to convert another goal for his team, but Free Ink is going to keep it alive. Flow State a little bit too passive with the ball. Free Ink trying to set up for a teammate. Speedy is there, but he's going to get demoed by Flow State. Huge clear from Cran. And off the demo, Free Ink saved it for a moment, but he gets demoed again, and Bossy makes it 1-0.
Yeah, shout out to Flow State for that demo. Left it wide open for the Stingrays. That is something that the Stingrays as a general team likes. They like finding those demos, clearing out the field, find those opportunities for goals. So it seems like they found their groove back in game 5.
Risky play there by Grant. Passes all the way back to his side of the field. They all push up. Oh no, the goal is wide open for a moment. Rose couldn't get enough speed on that shot. Can Speedy put it in the net? And no, he cannot. Flow State got possession.
Free Ink demoed. Ooh, it goes right toward the Wolves side of the field. Now Rose has the ball back, going to try to play it, but he plays it straight, meaning Crayon can fly right over him and get the side control back firmly into Stingray's hands. Flow State's going to try to take the shot on goal. Beautifully aimed. 2-0 lead now for the Stingrays.
Stingrays coming out, basically grabbing game 5 by the horns. 2-0 already. Bossy going for the bank. The Stingrays kickoffs have definitely been interesting. So far, nothing has come of their, trying to fake it on the kickoff strategy here as Free Ink looks to set it up. Rose can't quite get there in time. Ball bouncing over towards Flow State. One bounce, going to go up for it, try and play it around 2. Dribbles it right into them, kind of throws them off their game, but Speedy is able to recover and start to push us upfield with the Wolves looking for at least 1 goal here in game 5.
Whip from the Wolves actually leaves the ball wide open in mid, allowing Stingrays to clear back. Crayon is hanging back in that goal. Talk about defensive play. He waits the whole time for the shot on goal. Is able to save. Now leaves it for Flow State to get the clear. Essentially, he's waiting for the follow-up, and Free Ink beats him to it on the shot. Crayon again is playing. You'd think he was a hockey goalie the way he's playing right now.
He is accepted. Look, it doesn't matter how many goals we win by. It doesn't matter my scoreline. I just want to move on to winners finals. That's where the winner of this series will go. He's hanging out in the net trying to ensure that happens. This Flow State now does get a touch on it. Speedy going to get a shot right on net. But Bossy is there. Does it right before the demo from Free Ink. This is a 2-0 game. Flow State around 1, around 2. But his teammates, they've all gone defensive now, Jem. You see Cran hanging back. Bossy's there as well. They are trying to hold the shutout and trying to get to game 5 on the back of their defense.
It's shot toward the goal for the Wolves. I mean, it's amazing. You're with Crayon back in the net. You're basically having a 3-on-2 in most situations, and yet shots on goal are still coming out from the Stingrays. Bossy's going to try to find the clear. Is going to leave it for Crayon. Crayon just pushes it off to the corner. This is very conservative play from the Stingrays, and on a 2-goal lead like that, it's risky at that. Wolves get their first shot. Now I think they play a bit more active.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bossy ran into Cran, kind of bumped him out of his own net, and we always talk about trying to get demos onto the goalie, just not when it's your own team. Speaking of demos, Flow State there for another one. Free Ink will blow him up right back. But Cran, he's still going to play back. He's still going to be defensive, trying to hold on to this 1-goal lead in the final 90 seconds here. It's Flow State and Bossy looking to build it. Bossy going demo, hunting on the goal, and it works out. He provides the distraction. Flow State provides the goal.
Complete solo goal from Flow State. Able to push the Stingrays back into a lead. A lot of charging on that kickoff. Just kind of gingerly makes it way back over toward the goal. Crayon gets demoed. Goalie out of the picture for a few seconds, but now he respawns. Gets back into his own goal after picking up some boost. Green misses that shot. Goes past by Speedy as well.
Flow State might have a great chance here, depending where Bossy is, but can't quite get burnt. There's Cran back in his really natural home at this point, in front of his own goal. Can't find it. It's 3-2.
And that's the problem with trying to hang back in your own goal. Is sure, you're back in your own territory, but Rocket League is such a game of speed and momentum. You do not have a lot of area to play with. And a double commit there from the Stingrays. Crayon has now moved up the field. As long as they have someone rotating back, they can contest this. Just barely get away with that one.
That was wide open twice there for the Wolves, and they couldn't quite find it.
3 times.
Oh, Rose! Oh, he hits the crossbar. This feels like game 1, except from the Stingray side of things. The Wolves, it's wide open once again. Speedy, finally.
You had missed it 4 times in a row on an open goal. We would have some talking to do.
Definitely know what practice would have looked like next week if they would have had those missed opportunities, but instead they tie it up, and now maybe looking to win it in regulation. Or one of these teams, Flow State, can't quite clear it. All of a sudden the Wolves have gotten new life, Gem, after this 2-goal comeback. Cran looking to atone for being in the goal, trying to show off here, but he's just wide of the net.
Now we head into overtime. Stingrays are going to have to make a shot that works for them. Off into the corner. Low State setting it up. Brown and Bossy rotating back. Brown moving up the field. Low State played around both of them. Rose only gets barely a touch on it. Follow up from Bossy, trying to get that winning goal. Doesn't find it quite yet. Low State and Crayon rotating back toward the goal.
Oh, Freeing is so close. He just missed the game winner by inches. And now Bossy's coming up field. Freeing can't quite get a touch on it. Crayon looking for the win, but Rose denies that as well. And now all the Stingrays are pushed forward. But Bossy with a great steal to help reset it. Crayon stealing it away from Speedy, trying to pass it over Rose. It's a risky pass in your own end. Low State will recover to midfield. He does get demoed. It's off to Crayon, who rips a shot from midfield. Speedy there to stop it. Bossy going up. Can he find the game winner off the rebound? Crayon, he hits it right back. Flow State! Oh, you hate to see it. Speedy knocks it in for the game winner gem, and the Stingrays barely advance.
A nice job by the Stingrays. As you can tell, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. And Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. Shout out to the coaches. And for those of you watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower yet, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. So, a lot of fighting to get that first win, going all the way to Game 5. But Stingrays ultimately pull it out. They move on to the next match. And speaking of the next match, it's going to be the Lynxes versus the Mammoths, so we'll see who joins the Stingrays in the upper bracket. But for now, we're going to throw it to a break and be back with Game 2 after this.
And hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at Count.com.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of Esports Tower Rumble and Rocket League, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. Up next, the Mammoths face off against the Lynxes, looking to join the Stingrays in the winners finals. Who will get it done? Well, we're here to answer your question. My name is Jacob Palmer, joined by Michael Fisher calling all of the actions. Fish, I'll throw it over to you shortly, but before we do and talk about this game, we just want to take a moment and congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from their clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have won over $3.9 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but academically as well to earn these scholarships and these opportunities. The players that have received these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven. We could not be more excited and proud to see all these opportunities these players are getting. You see, yep, indeed, over $3.9 million in scholarship awards. And, of course, to get those scholarships, you got to have the best play. And who better to ask for the best play than Doc? Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League is going to be to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. It's brought to you by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. So now the question before us is, Fish, is who is going to advance to the winners finals? The Stingrays, it's up to the Mammoths and the Lynxes. What can you tell us about these two teams?
Well, Lynxes, we haven't seen this team for quite a while. Bunch of new players as well, so should be very exciting to see what they bring to the table here. Of course, the Mammoths alongside the Wolves and the Stingrays been in our last few Rumbles. A very solid team, have a lot of experience on their side, a very mechanically strong team. But you never know with the wild card. Again, the Lynxes coming in, not a lot of film on this team outside. Maybe if you're, what the coach is telling you from practice, what they're working on. So I think this will be kind of a great test for the Mammoths. Say, okay, look, we're a mechanically strong team. We know you play good fundamental Rocket League. How do you go up against a team that you don't really know what to prep for? I think the Mammoths are probably favored in this one, but again, we never know. Well, Wolves took the Stingrays to Game 5, and we're close to winning it a couple times. So I'm excited to see what the Lynxes got, though. It's been a while since we've had the Lynxes grace us.
New team, new roster, complete wild card for us to expect, but all our questions will be answered shortly on what the Lynx can give to us. I do recognize Jockstrot as a player in the Esports Tower, and he is able to make his name known, immediately having to rotate in for a save from an early shot from the Mammoths.
Stay here trying to get that ball over to a teammate. Torque is there. Gonna pop it over, looks like to kind of miscommunication. I think State and Switch both kind of pulled back from that ball. So Sponda able to take a great shot on net, hits the upper corner. Torque now setting up, but Jockstrot is gonna be there, looking to play this one off the wall, but doesn't have a great angle on it. And that ball's gonna go wide of the net.
Unexpected shot from Kuda there from the Lynxes. It was Lynxes into an early lead, one that no one was quite expecting. Everyone was already playing up the field, expecting that clear.
Ooh, Torque had a great pass over there to State, but just couldn't quite connect on it. Kuda looking for the clear, can't quite find it. Switch trying to keep this ball alive. Jockstrot kind of misses times his jump there and then runs into his own teammate. Mammoths have had plenty of opportunities. Will they take advantage? That shot's high. State not in a good angle for that rebound. Gonna push it over to the side wall. Spook is there. And the Lynx kind of survived some early mishaps, at least to hold on to this 1-0 lead for now.
Shot back toward the goal. Kuda moving up the field, heads right over State. Moving back. And a lot of fighting in mid, but no team has really taken that solid a grasp on the ball. Kuda tries once again for one of those unexpected shots, but it doesn't quite work out the second time. Mammoths seem to be a little bit better attuned to those attempts. They still are struggling to find a clear overall.
They finally do find one. State with a great clear down. Sponda able to take that one away, but Torque gonna go up. Jockstrot will just stop him right in his track, but State, it's Spook, both kind of miss on that ball. Sponda able to get one great touch. Switch, long clear down, the rebound right to State. And he puts it in. Mammoths tie it up 1-1.
We're just a little bit over halfway in terms of the time still remaining. Switch, redirect back toward the goal. Heads down to Jockstrot. Foxtrot getting the, almost gets a double touch on it, but the ball's just going to head back toward the goal. And you know what? If it's going to head toward the goal, it's going to roll in. Bounces right over one of the Mammoths, and the Lynx get back into the lead.
Oh, and off the kickoff, the Lynx almost built this lead. Just goes wide to the right. Switch. They get that ball around Jockstrot. It was a nice dunk on it, but now the Mammoths still in possession. Happy to be trailing by only one. A great chance to tie it up here for Torque and State, but I think they run into each other, both going for the ball. And now, almost a wide open net. Great recovery by Torque to get back in time. Up above the nets. Looking to make a play. Gets a nice clear on it. Spookuda's there. Take that ball away from him.
Shot back toward the goal. It's above. The follow-up by State. One last shot from Torque. Finds it. Takes all three team members to find that one, but it's goal well earned.
Torque and Switch kind of went for the combo there, and instead of hitting the ball right, I believe Jockstrot, they bounced it underneath them. That was a great little play there. Now Torque looking to give the Mammoths the first lead of the night, sets it up for State, but a great clear there keeps us tied at 2-2. Jockstrot now going to go up, gets it around one, but it's a little bit high up. The net is Bonda looking for his second goal, can't quite find it. Spookuda not quite able to be there as well. Torque with a great pass from Switch just wide of the net. We remain tied at 2 with 90 seconds left. State, great steal, great bump, but Switch can't quite convert.
Torque has an opportunity as they played around one. Jockstrot is left in the goal. He has to have a last-minute save, but now that he's committed a shot, a follow-up is going to be taken by the Mammoths, trying to put them in the lead. Lynx has just barely managed to get away with that. Demo onto Switch. Now it's all back in the Mammoths' wheelhouse to make the play. Kuda pushes it back off to the corner. Switch setting it up. State just goes flying past that one, unfortunately.
Switch gonna corral that right in his own corner, get it around Jockstrot, try and get around Spookuda, which he basically does. The great bounce Torque with the demo, but I think that unfortunately slowed him down enough. As Bonda was able to get there. Now State will be demoed. Spookuda up in the air looking for a shot. Can't quite find one. Torque with a clear 30 seconds left. Mammoths looking to avoid overtime. And Torque has that in his mind. He goes coast to coast solo. He gives the Mammoths their first lead.
Well, there's still plenty of time in terms of time to set up one last attempt at a shot on goal, but not if a goal is scored right off the kickoff. State almost getting the insurance goal for the Mammoths. See how the Mammoths defense is as a shot goes toward the goal. The next 15 seconds, very important for the Lynx as they're trying to set it up. But State currently have possession of it, able to juke out one of the Mammoths. That is a deciding play, putting the Mammoths into the early lead. The ball hits the ground, and we are moving on to see overall if we are going to end this match sooner than the last one. The last one went all 5 games, and just judging off of the first game, it seems both of these teams are very even in terms of matching each other. So do you think we're going on to all 5 games, or is the first round deceiving?
I would say it felt a little deceiving. I think a couple of those goals that the Mammoths allowed in were a little bit fluky. I mean, one of them bounced over Torque. One of them, as you pointed out, everybody was already heading upfield and just got stolen away. So I don't know if the Lynx can match that 3 goals every single time in the rest of the series. So I don't know if we're going 5 yet, Jem. Maybe 4 it would be my lean right now. But I think the Lynx definitely need to improve offensively if they want to take this series the full way.
Mammoths already getting some side control to start off game 2, and shot toward the near post. Doesn't find it. Shot is grounded back down around the corner. Ooh, quick shot from Kuda. Off into the corner.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this could be... Okay, Kuda was able to just... I was going to say diffuse that one, but the follow-up switch he sure wasn't able to get to.
I mean, yeah, that ball spent those entire first 31 seconds basically all on the blue side. It's going to spend more time over there as well until Spook able to get a little bit of a clear. Still no shot or really any semblance of offense right now for the Lynx. They're just trying to survive. As Bonda able to get one clear State. Little chip shot there, maybe get a follow-up. Torque goes racing in as Bonda and Jock now chasing the switch simply to stop that ball right at midfield. Side possession has been all Mammoths here in game 2 of this series. A little bit wide in the net. State Torque can't quite combine for it, but State almost able to maintain possession here. He'll get it over to his teammate. Jocks with a great stop. Maybe a chance for the Lynx' first shot, but he's not fast enough. Spook with the steal. Nothing happens.
Clear is in the center. Very easy to answer back by Jockstrot. The Mammoths back on defense. Extremely quick. Torque and State moving up the field. Esponda getting demoed. Switch plays it around Kuda. Heads off to the center, and a nice pass over to State. Pushes it into the goal. Gets an insurance goal now for the Mammoths.
This first minute and a half has really been all Mammoths. They have dominated time of possession, side control, basically every stat you want to dominate in Rocket League. As I say that though, Jocks gets the Lynx' first shot and he makes it count. He scores the first goal and cuts the lead in half in game 2.
Kickoff by State into the corner. Switch is going to take control after that. Score a very quick. Well, they have the insurance goal back now.
Yeah, so much for what you just did, Jocks. That was a fantastic kickoff. I think almost every kickoff, the Switch wins another one, has gone in the Mammoths' favor. Lynx almost playing off the back foot immediately every time this ball is reset. Esponda looking to set something up for Jocks, and he does. Jockstrot makes it 3-2, and the Lynx answer right back.
2 minutes have elapsed in game number 2. Jockstrot with some quick play. Pushes the ball off to the side for the kickoff. Esponda tried to play off of that. Missed that shot on goal opportunity, so now it's up to Kuda, but State holding strong. State now moving it up the field. Torque with a demo to clear off the goal, and now it's beautifully played by both of them. Mammoths back with 2 goals.
Maybe the kids would say, sheesh, what a goal there. Mammoths make it 4-2. My jaw's still on the floor, but before I can even pull it back up, it looks like the Lynx gonna try and nullify that, but unfortunately Esponda can't quite put it in the back of the net. Kuda able to keep it alive. Stay now. The nice little dribble bounces it off the roof of Jockstrot, but it looks like the Lynx will be able to recover. It was a very explosive last minute and a half, Jim. I think we saw 3 goals. We get a demo onto Esponda. The Mammoths now holding strong, but has to say it. Jockstrot with his hat trick keeps the Lynx within 1.
He's doing everything he can to rally back. He's had 3 shots on goal, 100% accuracy rate, if you will. Every shot on goal he's taken has gone in. The Mammoths still overall hold a narrow lead. Demo onto Torque. Might put them on the back foot, but State holds up in midfield. Jockstrot takes a shot back, and State whips the recontest, so now Torque has to play around 1. He is able to, now using the wall to play around Esponda. Jockstrot is left, is the only one in the goal, but he has full control over it. State now comes on the follow-up to center it up, takes his own follow-up shot, just might, I thought that might trickle into the goal, but not quite. Lynx has managed to find a way to save that.
You can see the Lynx on the offensive, though. They only ever seem to score a goal when they're down by more than 1. They have a chance to tie it up here in game 2. See if they can do that in the final 80 seconds. Ball back towards that orange goal. State able to get 1 touch on it. Esponda stops to clear. Follow-up, though. Stopped by Jockstrot, the man of the hour, looking for his 4th goal, but he can't quite find it. Torque's able to clear it down, gets a full boost as well. A demo onto Kuda. Now he's going for the goalie. Can't quite find it. State. No shot available. Minute left. How long defensive do the Mammoths want to play? How aggressive do they want to play? Can they deal with Jockstrot? These questions we're about to answer here, Jem, in the next 50 seconds.
Might have to wait just a little bit longer for that question to be answered. Unless Jockstrot winning that 50, that was almost the equalizing goal. Mammoths hanging on by a fingernail at this point. Kuda tries a shot on goal, but whiffs it. Jockstrot also finds himself in some awkward positioning. Shot peppered back onto the goal. I don't know how much closer you could take this, and it bounces off a teammate. Mammoths, you better count yourselves as so lucky for scooting away with the win in this game 2.
Final chance for the Lynx. Lynx, but Josh Trott.
I mean,
Oh.
we always love trying to find the diagnosis, who might have made the mistake, what specific mistake it was. I just think in that last 20 seconds, everyone was feeling off.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably 3, 4, 5. I mean, depending on how generous Rocket League wanted to be. Shots on goal there on what looked like an open Mammoth net. A couple of them just off target. A couple of them went high. Really feels like we should be in overtime right now. The Lynx definitely answered the call. But again, it felt like until those final 20 seconds, Jem, the Lynx offense only ever showed up when they were down 2 goals. Never really showed up when they were down 1. They never were really close to tying it until that final spree of shots. I want to see them be able to maybe play it more aggressive when you're only down 1 goal. Maybe get the lead, because if you're playing from behind, this is going to favor the Mammoths every time as we kick off Game 3. And where are we, Jim? We're already in Lynx territory with the Mammoths threatening as a ball does get cleared away.
Yeah, the question was, at what cost did it take to get into that Lynx territory? The Mammoths just almost pushing up too far to get that early side control.
Great save by State. Now Josh Trott again had a hat trick, almost 100% accuracy until the very end of Game 2. Can he add to his tally? Esponda not quite able to get there in time. Switch with a great first touch, but he can't get it around Josh Trott as the ball is basically being lobbed back and forth. Now it's State over to Spookuda, but State sees an opportunity. He's got a teammate right below him as well, and he'll take it himself to make it 1-0 Mammoths.
And these 1-goal leads, we found out the Mammoths definitely can take, it needs any lead that they can get should things go wrong for them in the later half. So this early goal could be very consequential, especially if they're double committing like that, leaving Josh Trott wide open, and that equalizes it.
Seen that story before. Lynx trailing, Josh Trott scoring. In the name of the game in this series, we'll see if he can put his team ahead. Oh, what a save by Switch. Playing that perfectly off the side. That's going to give the Mammoths some life. Wow, that is a huge turn, Jim. That should have been a goal for the Lynx. Instead, the Mammoths up 2-1.
Only took 8 seconds for it to happen as well. Sponda trying to even it up once again. These teams seem to be very fond of finding very quick equalizers. It's not going to come through for the Lynxes quite yet. Trying to set it up, but the ball gets pinched over to the other side of the field and goes flying past State. Now he's in an awkward position, has to play it above his own goal toward the other corner, which is also chasing after her. Jordan now moves in. Nice play by Esponda to keep Jockstrot setting up for another attempt at a goal. At this point, the Lynxes are going to have to defend their own as a very quick. I mean, this is what the Mammoths have been doing. They're on the back foot 1 second, and on the very next, they're counterattacking. The Lynxes aren't expecting it. Esponda was suspecting that shot in mid. Now it's back toward Mammoth's goal.
Got to be careful, though. As you said, any second a counterattack can break out. That's exactly what Switch has in mind. Tried to set up State, tried to set up Torque. They all miss on it instead. Fukuda goes high, rebound here. Oh, Esponda didn't quite see it, was retreating for some boost to play defensively, passes it over to Jockstrot. That's a golden opportunity, but he'll make up for it as he finds an open net. The Lynx tie it at 2-2.
Now the question is for the Mammoths, once things even up, are they able to clutch up and end this? We'll see as Switch plays it off the wall. Now going to move up the field. Him and Torque actually seem a little bit like they're saying, who wants to take it? The decision is going on to Torque, and it's the good decision as Torque solo goals that, pushing the Mammoths back into a 1-goal lead.
This game has really just been the story of the series. Every time the Lynx strike back, every time the Lynx tie it up, the Mammoths are the ones who once again put themselves in front. Been like that game 1, been like that in game 2, and now in game 3. It's the same story, but unfortunately for the Lynx, they're running out of time. Only 2 minutes left. This could be a 3-0 if the Mammoths can hold on. Jockstrot trying to play it around 1, gets it around Switch. Esponda was trying to tee it up off his teammate, but just didn't quite get enough of an oomph on it. State over to Torque. Yeah, State ends up taking it himself on that missed pass, and Torque will put it in, and it's 4-2 Mammoths.
1 minute 44 seconds left, and this is a very nice lead now that the Mammoths have built up upon. We haven't seen too many times this series a lead bigger than 1 goal has been made up. I would say if they find a 3-goal lead, that will probably do it for them. They're looking for it right now. Open goal by the Lynx as they went all in trying to equalize, and the Mammoths punish them for it.
And as you said, Jem, this 3-goal lead might just be too much. The Lynx have found ways to claw back, make the games close, but have struggled to tie things up, and that's why they're down 2-0 in the series as Sponda can't quite get around switch. Jockstrot is there, trying to keep his team alive, sets it up for Spook, who puts it in. The Lynx aren't dead yet, but they've still got quite the hill to climb.
1 minute, 12 seconds left. Took about 20 seconds for that first goal to be scored, so they have enough time in their time bank, especially if Jockstrot isn't stopped at the last moment. He is by Torque.
Mammoths have got to keep an eye on Jock. I don't know if anyone on that team feels comfortable demoing, but might be a good time to pull it out now as Jockstrot has been the lifeblood of this Lynx offense. As State tries to pop it up. Jock's a great pre-read there, able to jump up and stop it from going any further onto the blue side, but time ticking down, only 40 seconds left now. 2 goals needed by the Lynx. Jock's looking to get one back here, but State able to make a fantastic save. Torque has nearly a wide open goal. Can he get the follow-up? He cannot. This is precious time burning off. One more attempt, 2 more off the crossbar, but there's only 20 seconds left, Jem.
State isn't able to get past midfield. Again, high-ending side control back over toward the Lynxes, and they get the goal there. 13 seconds, it's not out of the realm of possibility. This kickoff's going to be a very... Okay. Switch has got to be feeling good about that one.
7 seconds left. Mammoths in possession. Just going to play keep away here. Try and spike it in the ground as State takes one shot. Ball does carry him up into the air. Still a chance here for the Lynx. They can go coast to coast, but unfortunately can't quite find it.
So a win for the Mammoths to push them on to the winners finals. Congrats to the Mammoths for winning that one. Of course, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters and talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower Club members get access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Yeah, turns out the Mammoths for 3-0, it was a nail-biting 3-0 all the way to. I think there were so many opportunities, especially where there were a lot of back passes towards State. And if you're going to give up that much territory with a back pass, you better be sure 100% of the time that that player is there ready to hit the ball before they have an opportunity to get the space back. And it seemed like State just kind of stumbled to those opportunities. It might have just been a coordination issue, calling things out. We can't know for sure. But overall, that almost tripped up the Mammoths in my book.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, they had a little bit of a buffer room, right? If they lose one game, they still could have easily won game 4. But yeah, it did feel like you are right, Jim, but at the same time, they were just so dominant that the Lynx were always playing from behind, right? They needed multiple mistakes to get back in, and they needed multiple Jockstrot goals. So this next series will be very interesting. I mean, on paper, I think the Stingrays, if they come in, they play like they did in the first series, should take care of business against the Mammoths, but they're both in the winners finals, so they both earned their right to be there. We'll have to see who can make it to the grand finals for next week.
Yeah, we will. We'll take a short break and be back with Game 3. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We move on to the final stretch of this Esports Tower Rumble, and it's going to see who moves on to the grand finals as the Stingrays and Mammoths face off in the winners finals, game number 3 for today. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Michael Fisher, calling all of the action for you. And we have now we know a little bit what to expect. We had a lot of wild cards in the first 2 games, a lot of new players, but now we have the Stingrays versus the Mammoths heading on. And oh my goodness, I would think the Mammoths are a team that can get into early leads, but we've seen Stingrays thrive also in the last half, so it could really go either way for me.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I think the Mammoths just didn't quite play, I think, in the way people were expecting them to play. There were a lot of weird, fluky goals, balls bouncing over players. I definitely think, based off what we saw, even though the Mammoths were the more dominant team, if you just look at the final score, 3-0 sweep of the Lynx, while the Stingrays needed all 5 against the Wolves. I like how the Stingrays played. Wouldn't shock me if they start dropping 3, 4, 5 goals early on. If Flow State is flying around, blowing everybody up, it is going to be tough for the Mammoths to get something going. Mammoths have got to come up with a game plan. I think it all starts around just avoiding those demos, getting back to that mechanically sound Rocket League this team's known for, and just going from there. Don't try and do too much or you'll just get blown out, because I think the Stingrays can boat race anybody with the players they have on this team.
Yeah, Stingrays, I think the ultimate question is the game could be decided in the first few minutes of every single game. How much of a lead do the Mammoths build up? Is it enough for the Stingrays to overcome? They've had a rough start, needing all 5 games to take down the Wolves. So we'll see if they can maybe get some good lead, maybe a few wins early on that make sure they don't go to 5 rounds at this point. We just have a lot of questions, and they will be answered now that we actually head to the gameplay. Stingrays versus Mammoths. Who's going to win winners finals? Let's find out.
Kick this one off. Nice little kickoff. Going to put it in State's hands. He's going to try and dribble this one out from his own end. Cran's going to read that one. I don't know who just went flying across my screen. I think that was Bossy, who was looking to make a nice little cheeky play there. Cran trying to keep it. Bossy in front of the net. Wow. State gets credit. That was Cran just spiking the ball off his teammate on accident, unfortunately.
That's about as janky as a Pokemon Gen 9 animation right there. I don't know how the Mammoths going to get away with that, but they did.
Let's see if they can do that maybe 2 or 3 more times. As right now, Cran once again in possession, but on the defensive end, and this time, I don't think he plans on spiking it off his own teammate.
Cran gets demoed. Essentially, Bossy moving up the field. Flow State now to clear out the goal, push and switch back. There isn't a shot on goal to take advantage of that. Now switch back into the action, uses the wall to clear the ball. Work getting right in the face of Crayon. It's not going to work out. In fact, Crayon has a shot on the goal. It's going to go in.
Oh, we saw this plague the Mammoths a couple times in that last series against the Lynx. They just pushed too far forward, and Cran makes him pay, gets that goal back that he conceded earlier onto his own net. And now it's up to Flow State as State take it away from him, dribble it up the field. Essentially, Boss going to stop him in his tracks. Torque, can he make the play over Cran? For now, he can. Boss is going to go up, switch off the back wall. Cran trying to get it over to Flow State, but the ball's just a bit too high, and a golden opportunity wasted here for the Stingrays in game one.
Essentially, Bossy has a shot, peppered off the wall. Torque now moving back up, trying to dunk it down, and he does! Spike right down into the goal. Mammoths are back in the lead by 1.
Yeah, and as we talked about, sort of, the art keys to the game, how big of an early lead can the Mammoths do? Because the Stingrays seem to thrive in the final minutes of a match. And right now, I'm not sure if a 1-goal lead is big enough as Bossy maybe pass this one back to Cran. Instead, just kind of going to lob it across the orange side. Torque sees open grass in front of him and now loses the ball. Does pick up a demo onto Cran, so it is a 2-on-3. Flow State hunting for goalies. Can't quite find him. Going to bump State out of the way. Going to bump Bossy out of the way. And now Cran back in the fight. Torque able to clear this one over to the blue side.
Switch and essentially contested on that. Doesn't go in either's favor. Now it's left up to State. Bossy rotating back in for a very quick shot. But he only manages to drive it toward the midfield stripe. Switch with a quick play back towards Stingray's goal. Mammoths want that 2-goal lead as we are now in the latter half of the match. We passed by halftime. So now the Mammoths, if they don't get a larger lead pretty soon here, I'd be watching out for the Stingrays.
Oh, that should have been a freebie for Cran.
I know, I was gonna say I told you so.
Mammoths have got to work on these wide open nets. They do get a demo onto Cran, allows Switch to maintain possession. State doing a great job of running some reconnaissance, knocking everybody out of the way. He's not able to find anything. Cran retreating, going to play this one off the back wall to his teammate. Interesting play there for the Stingrays. Really conceding forward momentum, but now they'll try and get going on the attack. Demo, ball's just kind of rolling around. Bossy is able to recover it. It's the Mammoths who've been the demo king so far, but Flow State saw an opportunity. Just couldn't quite get around Torque. Cran racing in, gonna play it off his back spoiler, runs into his own teammate. The Stingrays just cannot get out of their own way right now in game one.
Ball flies over Torque. The State drives, drove it up toward the Stingrays. Stingrays answer back. Got back to Torque. Gets to mid, faces off with essentially a demo onto Crayon way back field. And now just 1 minute left in the match. State demo and Torque as well. I mean, the Mammoths, they're a little bit short-staffed, and one person is not going to be enough to defend.
Cran making use of those demos. Stingrays tie it up at 2 again. This is kind of how we felt this series might go. Early Mammoths leads, late Stingrays comeback. The question becomes who will end up finding the winning goal. If that's an open net, and Switch makes it 3-2 Mammoths with 40 seconds left. And Jem, how confident are you that the Stingrays don't find another goal here?
I think they're going to get at least another shot on goal. The question is how are the Mammoths going to be accurate in their saves?
Oh.
Bossy immediately taken one, but it bounces off the post. They still have 30 seconds to regroup. Flow State kind of slow plays that. A lot of bunching up around the ball now. I think everyone's feeling the stress.
The final chance here for the Stingrays. 15 seconds left. Pass down to Bossy. Cran is there. It's over to Flow State.
Oh, no!
He hits the crossbar. 5 seconds. One more chance, though! Cran ties it up. Actually, I think they maybe credit that to Bossy. I thought that was Cran for sure, so maybe it ended up being an own goal. But it doesn't matter. It's tied, and now off the kickoff, the Mammoths nearly fall asleep, but we head to overtime. 3-3 here. Game 1 of our winners finals.
I would think Stingrays would be more naturally comfortable in an overtime setting, and I'm going to be right.
5 seconds.
Not even needing 10 seconds for that. Stingrays got it. I'm glad that my prediction that the Stingrays were going to have at least one shot on goal was correct. I was mainly kind of trying to say, will the Mammoths save accuracy be enough? But really the question was the shot on goal accuracy enough?
Yeah.
For the Stingrays, they bounced off of both soccer posts, and ultimately a third shot on goal was the one to give it to them.
Yeah. I mean, you nailed this series, at least game one. Totally, Jem. You said the Mammoths are going to get an early lead. Is it going to be big enough? And the answer was no. They could only ever hold a one-goal lead, as you said.
And remember, when the Mammoths were going up earlier in our match against the Lynxes, if the Mammoths are in a one-goal lead, it's still anybody's game. The only time we really saw them able to kind of ride the coattails of a big lead was when they got a 3-goal lead. And that's miles away from what we're seeing in this game. So nice win for the Stingrays. We'll see how they do with that win as they go on into game number 2 of this winner's finals. They're going to win the kickoff right off the bat.
Well, we're going to join this one a little bit late. The Stingrays have solved their early game woes.
You know, this is even better for the Stingrays. If they're a team that we know does well in the final few minutes of this match, then, hey, all the better for them to get a 2-goal lead.
2-goal lead in the first 50 seconds or so. Absolutely massive for the Stingrays. And, yeah, as you said, they do better late. Well, they might make this 4, 5, 6-0 here. The Mammoths trying to come back. State swapping the cars around, trying anything to, you know, switch up the voodoo.
I like the Jurassic Park Jeep, I'll say that. Those of you watching, anyone watching on Twitch or YouTube right now, just want to let you know, you can't see right there, all 3 Mammoths are on the field.
Yep.
It's just a little bit of a bug with our overlay. But it is a 3v3, no shenanigans coming out here. And Torque gonna prove that as he puts the Mammoths back within 1 goal.
The unshown player, the deadliest, is Torque. There we go. Now we'll put him up on the screen.
There we go.
All
Especially after he got the goal. It wouldn't. Got to give him the credit he's due, and a double elimination onto the Stingrays. Got to hand it off to Bossy, being the only player and managing to stall it out long enough for the respawns to come in.
State now hanging back here. Demo on to Torque, and the Stingrays really trying to, you know, make sure this early lead doesn't evaporate. And switch! I thought he made a great save, but Cran just forces that ball in, and all of a sudden now it's 3-1 Stingrays here in game number 2 as Bossy and Torque slam into each other. Switch, wide open shot on the net, and Cran not quite able to find it.
Brown is struggling for the centering pass to try to stop it, but he couldn't do it. Shot on goal from the Mammoths. Now we're back into a 1-goal lead.
We're back, essentially Bossy here. State with a great shot. Not quite able to find it. We do see Low State over to Boss. We see a little bit of less than ideal pass, but hey, it's an ideal result. Cran ends up taking the shot. He finds a hat trick, and the Stingrays making a 2-goal lead once again. How did that work?
I don't know if everything was entirely kosher for that kickoff. You know what? It's quite fitting that it's quite fitting Switch's username there, because I gotta say there is something really awkward about that contest.
The Stingrays had a couple of weird kickoffs in their series against the Wolves. They definitely have something up their sleeve to try and throw their opponents off. The State nearly puts that one in the back of the net. Flow State racing up here. Just under 2 minutes left, and he might be able to add another goal.
Okay, they're going to give it back to the Stingrays. I don't know what's been happening. The Stingrays are back to the 2-goal lead that we started out with.
This looks a lot like this Wolves Mammoth series, the Lynx Mammoth series, excuse me, where, you know, they get a big lead and then the Mammoths chip back, and then the Stingrays go up by 2 again. See if the Mammoths able to tie this one up. That's not what you're looking for. Bossy now making it 6-3 in the Stingrays. Complete command here in game number 2 of our winners finals.
They have barely enough time where it's conceivable that they could get 3 goals. But if the Stingrays manage to bleed off just a little bit of time, maybe 30 seconds, and no goal goes through, I would say that that's enough for them to get, especially if they're into a 4-goal lead. That is the final straw.
Yeah, we're just into, I think, to the formalities now. The Stingrays have absolutely figured things out. 4-goal lead, minute 15 left. Torque gonna get a great goal here. It's an offensive explosion in game number 2, but it's gonna take more than 1 goal here. They're gonna need probably 3 or 4 more of those, because I'm assuming the Stingrays might even be able to add to this total, maybe get close up to those double digits. As essentially Bossy and Flow State maybe looking for another one here, just not able to find it.
They off the wall, switch. Trying to set it up for his teammates, but he might not have a teammate to follow up on because State got demoed. Also a demo coming out onto the Stingrays. Just barely managing to save that one. Oh, we have a second Rule 1 being brought out onto the field, so 2-2 for the final 40 seconds.
Bossy, oh, that was a wide open shot. See if either player wants to go break up that Rule 1 over in the corner. Is Switch thought about it for a moment. Now Flow State trying to beat Torque here one-on-one, but the fancy feet not going to be able to pull it off. 20 seconds left. Stingrays 3-goal lead, looking to make this a 2-0.
15 seconds left in this match. And yeah, I think it is just formalities at this point. Stingrays with 2 large of a lead. That does it. We are done for this match. Stingrays get their second win. Mammoth's going to have to pull out a reverse sweep at this point. And the question is, can they do it? You know, if they don't get that early lead, especially if the Stingrays are leading by 2, I mean, we're seeing the score differentials.
Yeah, I think, you know, again, this is kind of what we thought maybe heading into this series. The Stingrays were, you know, looking like the stronger team. Proved it there in that game with an absolute goal explosion. Easily could have added a couple more if they wanted to. But yeah, I think the Mammoths, I mean, is 3-0 enough? I mean, is 4-1 going to be enough, Jem? I mean, this Stingrays team looks like, you know, you give them 2 minutes, they'll put up 4 or 5 goals in a heartbeat. So it's going to be a tough ask for the Mammoths to avoid the sweep here. We'll see what they got in game 3. Again, as Jem said, first goal is going to be the most crucial. The Mammoths, if they don't score first, I am extremely worried about their chances.
Crayon is now going to contest with State. Just waits for the play, sends it up and over, and it's a follow-up from essentially to score the first goal. Not the start the Mammoths wanted.
No, this is the exact opposite of the start the Mammoths wanted. We'll see. I mean, game 2 was a 2-0 in the first 45 seconds. We'll see if the Stingrays can replicate that. Though State, oh, nearly had a great shot. Flow able to save it though. Essentially, Bossy will push it away from his own net, and now Stingrays trying to set something up. Flow State does get the ball stolen away by Switch. A little bit of an awkward possession there, but eventually the Stingrays end up with it.
Pass back, trying to keep the side control for the Mammoths. This is their opportunity to equalize, and they find it. State getting the goal. 2 shots on goal for the Mammoths, 1 for the Stingrays. It's early in the proceedings, and for either team, it doesn't look like they're buckling too much. The Mammoths need more than tie. They need to build up a lead and pass.
Yeah, it's a great comeback here for the Mammoths after that last 2 games. As I say, Cran makes it 2-1. But, I mean, you had to wonder with the Mammoths, after getting blown out like that, be able to keep up with the Stingrays. So far, minute gone by, they've done that. Now they just gotta find the equalizer here. I don't think they can go down multiple goals, Jem, and feel comfortable here in game 3.
Moving back up the field. Low State. Pass back. He gets the goal. Beautifully aimed there. Completely jukes out one of the Mammoths. And now the Stingrays back into this 2-goal lead that they've been so comfortable at.
Yeah, that was a fantastic goal by Flow State with a nice little chip. Cran trying to add to it. State with a nice clear. Flow State is right there to pick it up in the corner. Torque can't quite find it. Switch though. 1 touch on it. Waiting for the ball to touch the ground, so Boss will take very much advantage of that. Unfortunately, the Stingrays not able to convert. Now Switch has a great chance, kind of lobs it down on the net, but Cran there for an excellent save.
Crayon moving back up the field, put a bit of pressure on the Mammoths. Low State, slow play this. I don't know who was leaving it for there. Essentially has to come in, and another Mammoths just fell for that one. They rotated all up the field as a unit, and it just seems like the Stingrays were laying in wait for the open goal.
4-1 Stingrays here. We'll see if State and company can start a comeback here. Still got plenty of time left in this game. And number 3 is Bossy able to intercept that one. Get at least one touch on it. Now, can he get it around and away from the side of the Mammoths? He cannot. So Tort start to crack and chip away at this lead a little bit.
Still a long way to go, especially if you look at the activity. Both teams, Stingray's been a lot more proactive. Keep their own boost as well. Torque also gets demoed, meaning Switch only has State to back him up on this push. It's left open for Essentially. Now back over to Flow State. Essentially takes it again. They juke out 2 team members who just go flying over one of the Stingrays, leaving only Switch as the sole defender who gives it his all, pushing it back toward the Stingrays' goal. Follow up by State, just misses.
Trying to clear that one away, and it's all up to Switch once again. Ball goes over him, but it hits above the net. A missed opportunity for the Stingrays is now Torque looking to chip away, make this a 1-goal game. Can't quite keep possession. Cran gonna lose control of it as well. Switch takes the shot, just wide of the net, however.
Stay off the crossbar. That could have been a crucial play by the Mammoths. They would have been at just a 1-goal differential had that happened. They might have given the Stingrays opportunity. Now they get the goal they're looking for. Okay, this is actually getting pretty competitive now.
Yeah, the Mammoths have done a great job of just slowly working their way at this 4-1 lead at one point. Now it's down to 4-3, 70 seconds left. And we've seen the Stingrays in the past in these situations get very defensive. They leave Cran in the goal, basically just trying to hold on.
Yeah, and I don't know if I necessarily like that strategy. I mean, even if you're just gonna hang out on the goal, there's so much space in the field you're leaving uncontested. Not to mention your own corner boost, which could be key. And the Mammoths trying to fight back. He's slow playing it, tries to wait for the play from Flo. Shot heads way back over on the field. Crayon, lots of shot on goal, and yeah, now it's really tough for the Mammoths.
Like I said, it was a great job by the Stingrays. They were a lot more proactive than we saw in that series against the Wolves. They weren't just trying to hold on. I mean, Cran was the one who, instead of playing goalie, scores what probably looks like the insurance goal the Stingrays needed here. Final 30 seconds. Might even add another goal to their tally. Demo goes off right in front of the net onto State. Switch just trying to clear it, not quite able to find it. 20 seconds. Mammoth's going to need basically a miracle here to tie up this series and avoid the sweep.
I think I'd be comfortable calling it here. If you think this game's still in play, then well, all I'd have to say is you see that bridge in the background, I'd love to sell it to you. That's going to be it.
Yeah, that will do it. We'll see if anybody wants to add a final goal in the last seconds. Instead, the demo will go out, and it will be a sweep for the Stingrays, who will surge into next week's grand finals on the back of a 3-0 win over the Mammoths.
And overall, things working out pretty quickly in favor for the Stingrays there.
Yep.
So quickly, in fact, I think we've got another game that we can look at the lower bracket. It's a best of 3, it being in the lower bracket now. So we're going to end things today with the Wolves versus the Lynx, a match that we're just going to hop right into, wrapping up the night. The Lynx and Wolves facing off in our first lower bracket matchup. Who will survive to play next week? This is an elimination match. One of these teams is going to be done by the end of our first day already. We're going to see which one it is. The Wolves took the Stingrays in Game 5. Took them to Game 5, excuse me. The Stingrays won in Game 5, but they managed to make it competitive in the first round of tonight. This team feels that they can get back into a rematch with the Stingrays in the grand finals. They've got a long road ahead of them, but we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, of course, as you pointed out, the one big change, of course, for this Rumble, all the lower bracket games going to be best of 2, or best of 3, excuse me. So, you know, that does make it a little bit more of a priority to get that Game 1 win. You're already on match point. And the Lynx, you know, also had a very close series, closer to the 3-0
I mean,
scoreline.
hey, they're a completely new team, and you got to hand it to them. They've been improving very quickly. So will they be able to stop the Wolves, a team that wants to stay alive into the next week? We're going to find out. Ooh, shot right off the bat.
Puts that first one in. Again, does look like we just have that bug with our scoreboard because it was not a 2v2. Spook Kuda did put it in, so it's a full-on 3v3 here in this lower bracket game. As Free Ink and Rose, and keep your eye on Rose. They were the hero in that Stingray series. Can they get the Wolves onto that next round is going to be the question.
Speedy with a nice little flick. Play it around. Kuda's waiting for the play, and the Lynx has still managed to get away with some side control. Rose, who we've seen the player watch, pop off on the Wolves. Trying to set up for another goal, and it's going to go through for an equalizer.
Yeah, Free Ink over to Speedy, tied up at 1 now in game 1 of this series. Free Ink with a great kickoff win over to the corner as well. That gives Rose a great chance. They're going to get demoed from behind. Jockstrot able to get around Speedy, but Free Ink plays around multiple members of the Lynx. It's be a great opportunity for the Wolves. Speedy goes up. Ball can't quite get in contact with him, and so now the Lynx have an opportunity to clear it, but they kind of just lose possession. So the Lynx struggling a bit here on defense, and that allows Speedy to make it 2-1.
3 minutes, 44 seconds left in the first game of our final match of the night. Wolves have gotten themselves up to an early lead. Rose is going to try to make that lead bigger, starting to air dribble it up toward the goal, but a bad bounce off the backboard means there's no time to follow it up. Brink is going to have to settle for just keeping the side control for the Wolves at this point. But the ball is moving slowly back over toward the blue goal. Kuda is going to now try to take possession of it.
Speedy waiting, I think, for some challenge from the Lynx. Eventually, Jockstrot does get there, but the ball is now cleared all the way over to the other side. About 2 minutes gone by in this game number 1. Great play there by Spook Kuda to give himself a one-on-one in front of the net. But Free Ink's there for the easy clear, and Jockstrot will just lob it right back to the blue side as neither team's been able to maintain a long time amount of possession here.
Rose trying to contest with Kuda, but neither of them win. So Free Ink now with the ball. Sponda running a bit of interference, getting the ball off to the side. He's going to go a shot on goal from the center as Sponda's going to get demoed. Still trying to set up everything back across mid. Lynx is not going to be given much of an opportunity to get a shot on goal. They're playing defense once again. Also seems like they got a Sponda just hanging out in the goal, waiting for the shot on goal to come out from the Wolves.
The Lynx have definitely become very defensive here, which is not what you want to see, especially when you're trailing by 1 goal. All 3 members basically chasing after Rose, who drops the ball off, picks up a demo, and now it's up to Jockstrot. Taking a shot, but Speedy is there. And now Speedy looking for the hat trick. Bounces it off the wall. Jockstrot going to take a shot, reset possession here. Has a great look off the rebound, but Speedy will just barely tap it out of harm's way.
Ooh, shot from Rose. Stopped by Jockstrot. Speedy with a quick play, and they demo Kuda as well. The ball just might trickle into the goal. Jockstrot, the last one left from the Lynxes. And you can keep it to just a 1-goal lead.
Jockstrot trying to center it up for his teammate. Speedy, though, going to steal that one away. Lynx really having had an opportunity in the last minute or so. Esponda can't quite maintain possession. Rose able to recover. Get a touch on that ball and clear it out. 60 seconds now left. Jockstrot trying to stop Rose. Bit of a game of chicken there, and Jockstrot comes out victorious.
Jockstrot with a shot from mid. Shot goes wide off into the corner. Speedy coming down from the air. Trying to push it past Esponda, but Esponda's keeping up with it. Now it's right in front of the, next to the Lynx's goal. Jockstrot plays it by 1. Dribble up the field. Esponda's also following him. Kuda whiffs on that.
Oh.
And yeah, all three of them were all in on that goal, and that final whiff meant the Wolves could very much capitalize on that mistake.
Yeah, you can't blame them too much. At some point, you do just have to full commit on offense and look for the equalizer. And unfortunately, the Lynx just couldn't quite do that. 3-1 here for the Wolves. Should be able to hold on to this for the next 15 seconds or so, especially with how well they've been playing defense. Maybe even add a goal. Jockstrap forced to make a fantastic save, but game one of this lower bracket round one game pretty much in the books here. Wolves even gonna add one. Build up that final score, make it probably 4-1 here in game number one.
And at this point, no matter how big of a lead it is, it still shakes out to a Wolves win in the first game. And since this is a best of three, that means the next game is match point for the Wolves. Lynx has now got to hold on, find it in themselves to get a full reverse sweep, because if not, that's the end of their journey.
Yeah, again, I mean, the Lynx, you know, first time in a Rumble. They've been working really hard to get into this one, so fourth place wouldn't be, you know, I'm sure disappointing, but again, a lot of learning coming from this team. I think a lot of things that they'll be able to work on heading into, not next week, of course, but the week following if they're in that Rumble. But again, as you said, they're going to have to probably get a lot better on offense. They're going to have to be able to slow down the Wolves, but without getting too passive. I mean, you pointed out at one point, two members just hanging out in the goal, trying to hold on to a one-goal deficit. It's not quite what you want to see. You need to see be aggressive. Otherwise, game's just going to get away from you.
All right, game two. We'll see if the Wolves can close it out for the night, or if the Lynxes will hold on by a thread and try to keep their chances going. This could be it for the night. Let's find out how it turns out. First kickoff off to the side of the field. Rose and Kuda are both kind of fighting ferociously to try to get to the ball first. Wolves managed to recover from a bit of pressure early on. Though a quick shot from Kuda might change that around. Jockstrap now pushes the ball up, and it's deflected by Speedy back into the corner.
Freeing, hanging out. Rose and Speedy both whiff on it. Very risky moment there for the Wolves, but they're able to hold on. And it stays tied at 0-0. Jockstrap looking for the demo, gonna find it on to Speedy, but there's no one there for the Lynxes to capitalize on it. Rose and Free gonna bump into each other, and it has been a sloppy game two in the first minute for the Wolves. They'll easily take a 0-0 scoreline still, because the Lynx have not been able to capitalize.
Speedy, just stopped right there before that clear can even go through. A shot on goal just barely put through the Lynx. It's just slow enough that the Wolves can barely defend against it.
Wolves need to find a clear. I mean, this ball has been all orange side. Finally, at least gets away from them for a moment. Freeing off the wall, but Speedy smartly doesn't overcommit, able to retreat and easily stop that ball before it becomes too much of a danger. Plays it around, a Jockstrap drops it perfectly between Kuda and Esponda, so Rose able to take one shot. Now Jockstrap's right there looking for the rebound. Speedy once again clearing it away, and the Wolves' solid defense. Bend but don't break, and it hasn't broken yet.
3 minutes left in this match. No team has scored yet. Still a lot of fighting in mid to try to set a team up for a position where they could possibly score, but so far it's been a lot of awkward dancing back and forth. Only 4 shots on goal between both teams so far. Green gets a double touch on that, but there's no forward momentum to that soccer ball, and that's been a problem for both teams.
Now the Wolves have been more than content to just play a slow game, and the Lynx, pointed out, just haven't been able to capitalize. Rose takes a long shot, a little bit off target. Esponda was able to corral it. Now Speedy can't quite get that over to a teammate, so Jockstrap will clear it away, and we're already 2.5 minutes gone by in game two, and there really hasn't even been a threat of a goal, but this could be a big one. It's a wide open net, and Freeling can get there in time, but the ball was just too fast, and it remains 0-0.
Jockstrap he tries to start a clear, but it only manages to kind of just barely stumble across the midfield marker before it's answered back. Look at all of the Lynxes in front of their own goal. I think all three of their players were inside the orange zone at that point. Both of these teams seem just a bit rusty in what's a very crucial game.
Yeah, neither team has really been an aggressor. As you pointed out, the Wolves have been quick to retreat and or the Lynx, excuse me, have been quick to retreat and haven't found many options, and the Wolves haven't had great offensive possessions as Rose makes a fantastic save. That was really the first scary moment of this game. And it took nearly 3.5 minutes for us to get there. Rose can't quite clear it away. Jockstrot up on the wall, trying to keep this series alive for the Lynx, trying to keep their hopes alive of moving on to next week. But Speedy looking to close it out, can't quite do it, freeing. Waiting. Esponda takes the shot, and Rose will simply make a great save, and there's 60 seconds left.
It's going to come down to the last minute to see who can get. It's just the one goal to win. Jockstrot having to contest with Speedy up in midair, and no one's going to be able to dunk that.
Oh! Great shot, great save.
It's probably the best opportunity that the Lynxes have had, and almost looked like it might have been an open goal scored there, but not quite. Wolves need to move up the field at this point. And a redirect onto the goal at the last minute by Rose almost goes in. But a lot of saves between both teams.
15 seconds left. The Wolves can find a goal. They move on to next week. The Lynx can find one. They survive to game 3. This could be the last chance in regulation for both teams. Esponda and Jockstrot run into each other. Freeing. Can you get there? Oh, he did not.
It's going to have to be a buzzer beater.
Oh, Jockstrot.
There's no... It's only Speedy they're trying to save. He's going to barely get away with that.
All right. Reset. Who will win game 2 in overtime?
It's only down to 1 overtime so far tonight. The previous one, I mean, this is the second.
Oh.
I was just about to say, it seems the overtimes are decided within the first 10 seconds for tonight. That's just the way it's gone. And that's a win for the Wolves, who move on in this series. So overall, great play by all the teams tonight. And if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then it's time to join the club. Esports Tower Club members get access to insider insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to explore exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Fish, we're running a bit short on time, so I'll ask you directly, who do you think is the player of the game?
Oh, that is a tough question. I mean, there were so many great plays. If I had to pick one, I'd probably lean towards I'd say Cran or Flow State. I think Flow State maybe had the more disruptive plays with some fantastic demos, but I think Cran had maybe the best goals of the night outside of a great goal by State AR. So I'll go with Cran. I think he would be my player of the game for the night. All
right. Even though it was the Lynxes who lost that last game, I'd also say Rose. I mean, when the Lynxes were competitive, it was Rose playing their heart out. So could very well be that player. The player of our game, no matter who it is going to be brought to you by the player of the game. No matter who it is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. Believes a player makes a team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps members achieve financial success. I was actually right in my out there prediction. It is going to be Rose.
Yeah, Rose played phenomenal. I mean, again, had a great series for the Wolves against the Stingrays. Was a reason why they were even in that series. I mean, we talked about basically every accolade was on their side. So, yeah, I mean, the Wolves survived with Rose's game-winning overtime goal against the Lynx that we just saw. And so, yeah, I think a very reasonable choice for Player of the Week. I'll be curious to see how they perform next week in that lower bracket finals against the Mammoths.
All right, so as we're prepared to close out tonight, Fish, do you have any final thoughts?
I think it was a fantastic Rumble. I'm excited to see how Wolves and Mammoths go next week, because I think that is going to be a very interesting series. The Stingrays seem a cut above, but if the Wolves can make a lower bracket run, again, they took them to 5 games in round 1. They might have an upset on their hands, so I think the Stingrays can't get too confident, but I thought it was a great performance by all of our teams. So excited to see who claims the Rumble title next week.
All right, congrats to all of our teams on a fantastic night of Rocket League. The Stingrays await everyone in the grand finals. The Wolves or Mammoths are set up for a lower final showdown that we will have next week. But for now, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. We'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game for this week's Rocket League Rumble. Well, they have the insurance go back now.
Yeah, so much for what you just did, Jocks. That was a fantastic kickoff. I think almost every kickoff, the switch wins another one, has gone in the Mammoth's favor. Lynx almost playing off the back foot immediately every time this ball is reset. Esponda looking to set something up for Jocks, and he does. Jocks trying to make...
Got his grounded back down around the corner. Ooh, quick shot from Kuda. Off into the corner.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this could be... Okay, Kuda was able to just... I was going to say diffuse that one, but the follow-up bunching up around the ball now, I think everyone's feeling the stress.
Here's the final chance here for the Stingrays. 15 seconds left. Pass down to Bossy. Cran is there. It's over to Flow State.
Oh, no!
He hits the crossbar. 5 seconds. One more chance, though! He can't find it, but it looks like the Stingrays have full retreated. They'll have to reset on offense.
Stingrays now playing a bit of defense, looking for the clear. They're going to get played around. Crayon is able to push it past their own goal. Now going to rotate up the field to get Rose out of the way. It's a success for the moment, and the Stingrays running right into each other. The team that looked like they had the coordination is having it all fall apart in Game 4.
Yeah, there's been a couple of mistakes here by the Stingrays, but I'll tell you, be happy to stay in a 1-1 game. But as I say that, Rose gets an open net goal.